All in the Family was created and written by TV legend Norman Lear. The beloved series ran for 9 seasons from 1971 to 79. It starred Carroll O'Connor as the bigoted yet somehow lovable Archie Bunker. Gene Stapleton played Archie's naive yet consistently unappreciated wife Edith. Sally Struthers played their daughter Gloria, while Rob Reiner played her husband Mike. Even though the show's somewhat stereotypical portrayal of bigotry and progressiveness is admittedly a bit outdated, it still managed to stand the test of time and is regularly considered one of the greatest sitcoms on the small screen. Sadly though, since it's such an old show, many of the series' stars have since passed on. In this video, we're going to discuss all the cast members who've died in the last 41 years since the series finale. Carroll O'Connor. Archie Bunker was quite the character. O'Connor, a New York City native, began his acting career on stage in both Dublin, Ireland, where he attended college, as well as New York City, where he was born and raised. After making his TV debut on the series Sunday Showcase, O'Connor landed parts in other TV series like Gunsmoke, The Outer Limits, The Fugitive, and Bonanza, just to name a few. His best-known role was playing Archie Bunker on All in the Family, and in the spin-off series Archie Bunker's Place, which ran from 1979 to 83. After wrapping up his time playing Bunker, O'Connor went on to star in the TV adaptation of In the Heat of the Night, which became another career-defining role. He was one of the only actors to ever win the Primetime Emmy for Best Lead Actor in both a comedy and drama series. He was married to his wife, Nancy Fields, until his death. The couple loved each other deeply and were practically inseparable. They ended up adopting a son together named Hugh, but sadly he took his own life in 1995 after a long battle with drug and alcohol addiction. O'Connor passed away in 2001 at the age of 76 after suffering a heart attack. Hey, if you're enjoying this video so far, make sure you give it a like and subscribe to our channel. And don't go anywhere. Stick around to learn who else from All in the Family has passed away in recent years. Jean Stapleton. She'll always be known as Edith Bunker to most people. She was such a kind-hearted and gentle woman, but Archie struggled to see past her flaws and often ridiculed her in a manner that audiences would cringe at today. Regardless of those backward sentiments, Edith's gentle spirit was at the heart of All in the Family, and she often showed Archie the error of his ways. Stapleton, like O'Connor, was born in New York City and got her start acting on stage. She was the daughter of a celebrated opera singer, so the performing arts were practically in her blood. She first started acting doing summer stock theater, but eventually found her way to Broadway, taking part in musicals like Funny Girl and Damn Yankees. Before signing on to All in the Family, Stapleton appeared in TV shows like The Patty Duke Show, My Three Sons, and Dennis the Menace. She declined to reprise her role for Archie Bunker's Place after deciding her character had pretty much run her course. While she did appear briefly in the series, her character died from a stroke after 5 episodes. Stapleton herself passed away in 2013 at age 90. Sherman Hemsley. You might remember this iconic actor for playing George Jefferson, a character audiences got to know through both All in the Family and its equally popular spin-off series, The Jeffersons. George was Archie's next-door neighbor, and the two strong-willed men often butted heads over somewhat cliched neighborly things and the state of the world. George maintained his role on the series from 1973 to 78. He then went on to star as the lead role in The Jeffersons for 11 seasons. Hemsley, much like his All in the Family peers, also enjoyed an extensive stage career. In addition to starring in those 2 Norman Lear sitcoms, he appeared in series like Amen, The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, and Dinosaurs. He died in 2012 at age 74 after a brief struggle with lung cancer. ISABEL Sanford. Miss Sanford portrayed George Jefferson's wife, Louise, better known as Wheezy. While Archie and George often got on each other's nerves and ended up getting into little spats, Edith and Louise were constantly trying to figure out how to pacify the two. Louise first appeared in season 1, which happened to be much earlier in the series than George did. She's depicted as being kind and mild-mannered, just like Edith, but with a tad more intelligence and book smarts. Sanford later joined Sherman Hemsley as a cast member of The Jeffersons in 1975. Sanford grew up much like many other All in the Family cast members in New York City. After high school, she joined Harlem's American Negro Theater and the Star Players. She first appeared on stage in 1946, but before long, she was starring in both on and off Broadway productions. After separating from her husband in 1960, she and her 3 3 kids made the move to LA. That's when her film and TV career really started taking off. She was cast in the 1967 classic film Guess Who's Coming to Dinner, which caught the attention of Norman Lear, who subsequently cast her in All in the Family. Sanford died in 2004 in LA at the ripe age of 86, but her legacy has never perished. Over her career, she received 5 Golden Globe nods and 7 Emmy nominations. In 1981, she won an Emmy for Outstanding Lead Actress in a Comedy Series, making her the first black woman to win that particular category. Mike Evans. George and Louise Jefferson's son Lionel first made his appearance in the All in the Family pilot episode, Meet the Bunkers. His character was particularly notable for being a mostly positive depiction of an opinionated young black man, which was unique for the era. Archie and Lionel constantly had their spats, but he never let the old conservative bigot's casual racism affect him. Rather, he laughed it off and saw it as another sign of Archie's backward ways. He didn't see Archie as evil, but instead saw him as ignorant. At the end of the day, Archie still considered Lionel to be his friend, and even somewhat of a protege. Evans died of throat cancer in 2006. He was 57 years old. Alan Melvin. Melvin played Barney Hefner, Archie's neighbor and best friend. He started off appearing in the show only occasionally, but eventually his on-screen presence increased as the series progressed. Melvin's popularity as an actor increased as he played Barney, and he eventually ended up becoming a regular on the series and the spin-off. Melvin died in 2008 from cancer at age 84. Fittingly, he was buried near Carroll O'Connor's grave. Betty Garrett and Vincent Gardenia. Betty and Vincent played the Bunker's progressive Catholic neighbors, Irene and Frank Lorenzo. Frank was Italian, while his wife was Irish, an allusion to the multicultural makeup of their diverse Queens neighborhood. Irene was somewhat of a feminist who was particularly skilled with tools and often fixed things around the house without the aid of her husband. Archie eventually took her on as a forklift operator at the plant he worked at. Garrett passed away in 2011 at age 91 after experiencing an aortic aneurysm. Vincent Gardenia was a loud and somewhat obnoxious man who loved to sing and cook. At one point, he worked as a salesman, although what he was actually selling was never mentioned. He was found dead in 1992 after having a heart attack in his hotel room. He was working on a stage production of Breaking Legs by Tom Dulac at the time. He passed away on the morning of the final preview performance. The show ended up going on without him, but the opening performance was dedicated to his memory. B. Arthur. Even though she's arguably best known for starring in the Norman Lear-produced spin-off series Maude, Arthur first portrayed her strong-willed, feminist character in All in the Family. Maude, not surprisingly, was one of Archie's biggest foes. The two often engaged in heated exchanges, but unlike Archie's spats with Lionel, Maude always fought back and let her voice be heard. She had very little patience for Archie's outmoded ideas and worldview. Arthur died in 2009 from lung cancer. She was 86. Now it's time to hear from you. In the comments section below, let us know which Norman Lear sitcom resonated with you more, All in the Family or The Jeffersons. And before you go, make sure you give this video a like and subscribe to Trender if you haven't already. Click the bell icon to stay updated on all our latest content.